So, do you believe in the process? Yes? So, I was updating Honorable Pasaris on what we've done so far, which is the same update that I provided to you yesterday, which is the meeting that we had with the draftsman to realign the policy to speak government language, that initial policy that we developed over the past couple of years, and number two, to develop legislation for the Sexual Offences Act. So the amendment that is going to be proposed. So it's really wonderful to see that Honorable Pasaris is willing, and we pray that you retain your seat, Honorable Pasaris, whatever the outcome. We know that you will be a continuous champion of this issue. That once Parliament opens, then it will be submitted and pushed at that level. So well done to all of you, and thank you very much, Honorable Pasaris. Please, if you have questions, just has about, I think, about 10-15 minutes, so please, yes, by all means.
Thank you, Honorable Esther Pasaris.
Introduce yourself because you're live.
Okay, my name is Geoffrey Kerosi from Minority Rights Group International. We defend the rights of minorities, ethnic, linguistic, or religious minorities. So, as we have been discussing here the issues of sex for water, we also, in my table, we discussed cross-cutting issues. And one of them is sanitation. And we discovered that under sanitation, that's under environment, there are disposal issues in Nairobi where the research was conducted. And there is what we call Dandora Dam site. So we have been promised this Dandora Dam site will be, a factory will be established there to generate energy by the NMS. They promised that by January 2021, it was to start generating energy. So what happened with this energy plant, now that you are a member of parliament for Nairobi, that's our member of parliament. Will NMS be under Baba's regime? Will we be having NMS? Or we will have somebody else who can deliver on this promise? The reason why I'm asking this is because the Dandora Dam site is 3 times full according to some estimations. And it is containing over 1.8 million tons of waste. And every day, at least 2,500 tons of waste is going to Dandora, what you already alluded to. So it is causing respiratory diseases and many other skin disorders. So what do you think will happen under Baba's regime? Are you going to do something about this, or you just let it be?
Can I answer as we go along now? Because I don't want to distract. Very, very good question. NMS was born out of a memorandum by the then Governor Sonko and the President, right?
Yes.
And I think NMS has done amazing work. I think the President got so frustrated that he wasn't able to deliver on certain things that he wanted for the capital city, so he brought NMS. And the reason why he goes with the General, Lieutenant General, is because, you know, those guys are military. When you give them a task, they will do it. I mean, Kenya Meat Commission, I mean, now we're seeing it working. You know, sometimes, let me tell you, sometimes democracy can also have its bad side. Because then you want to discuss everything, you want to deliberate everything, you want to fight about everything. And that's why you find some of the best run countries like Japan have somehow a dictatorship of sorts, where the leader can make a sound decision. All right? And this is what Kenya has not enjoyed. We want to talk about everything, we want to be confused about everything, we want to fight about everything. Like now, right now, it's all bottom up, like the bottom has never been cared for. The whole government is chosen by the minority for the majority. That's how any government works. Otherwise, you have total anarchy. Look at what happened in North Sudan. Bread prices went up, everybody went on the streets, isn't it? So, garbage is a big issue. Under GAF, we went to the dam site, and the conditions under which they work are really bad. There's no structured way of running it. But they asked us for shredding machines so they can have value addition on the shredded plastics, which we're buying them 2 machines. But I feel sometimes, you and I, okay, look for me immediately after elections, okay? You and I are going to find out what happened with NMS. Where did that project fail or not fail? Us as Nairobians, each and every one of us is responsible for garbage, isn't it? We all produce some form of garbage. You know, this is such, garbage is money, all right? So if we find the government is too slow, Us Kenyans can come together, put our money, invest in a project, so long as we get all the clearances. We don't have to wait for a foreigner to come and invest in Kenya. I have a feeling probably the challenges that NMS went through is we were waiting for the PPP Act to be passed. It passed very recently in Senate. The PPP Act will give us private-public partnerships where people will come in with the investment. Because to create that recycling plant, to be able to put the energy, you require a lot of resources. You require lots of money. And probably government itself, because it's so borrowed, could not find that money. So I believe that us as Kenyans, if we came together, we could be able to solve some of our problems, including our housing projects. Because some of the foreigners that we expected to come and build the houses for us, right, wanted guarantees. Government couldn't give those guarantees. Okay? So on the one hand, we don't want government to borrow, and of course we're heavily borrowed, but I know Baba will restructure our debt. Baba will put programs in place that will be able to make sure we don't use our foreign exchange for buying raw materials because we produce them locally, and then we'll be able to use that money to buy good technology. So just trust me, okay? The solutions, even to that problem, right? I am sure Baba will make it work. All right, NMS, I can't speak for NMS. You know, I'm in the National Assembly. We only approved a budget for NMS. I have interacted with Lieutenant General Badi. I will ask him. I will call him when I get out of here and ask him what went wrong. All right, and I will post it on my social media so that you have the answer that you're seeking, and what went wrong and what we can do, and we pick it from there. All right, because right now it's a political season, kila mtu anatafuta kura, but I will make sure I speak to Badi and I get back to you on that. We have to start recycling our plastic. That's the only way to save our environment, right? We have to save our environment. We have to plant trees. We have to reduce carbon emissions. It's what we have to do for the next generation. Otherwise, they will not be able to walk and breathe. Yeah? Any other questions? Yeah?
Hi, how are you? Shimiwa. Yes, my name is Lunita Sumba. I'm the chairperson of Women in Water and Sanitation, and I follow you on your social media. I know the good work you're doing. Yes. So I've been walking around the slums. I've visited Kibera, Dora, and many. Our interest is in manual pit empties. And these are people who are scooping human waste with hand because the truck cannot get into there. So my prayer is, let us do something about these people. They don't have gloves, they don't have protective gear, yet they are doing a very essential job. They need somewhere to pour that waste. If they can't get it, then they pour in the rivers. So they are even affecting the rivers the water that we are taking, and making it expensive to treat. So let us do something about this thing. Thank you, Mishma. I know you're going to do something about it.
Do you know what I would like? Right? I would love to walk with you, okay? Walk with you, with the governor, once elected, right? As the woman representative, walk with the governor and show him the reality. Right? They always say about the council having bloated staff, right? But they have staff for all this. And if they have staff, they have to provide them with the uniform, all right? But I hear you. But I'm hoping that once we deal with slum upgrading, we'll deal with half of these issues. But of course, when it's there, it has to be collected. And you need it to be collected hygienically. Even in the dump site, those people that do their job and survive on the dump site, I mean, really, we need to also protect them. And we also need to make sure that their health is not jeopardized because they are dealing with our garbage. So collectively, you know, it was John F. Kennedy who said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. You are doing something. You're in tune with the problem. Once you know the problem, 50% is accomplished. The next 50% is for us to solve the problem. And we will work together, we will find those women. And when I come back with my National Government Affirmative Action Fund, right, we will form them into kikundis of 25 women plus, or 100 women, and then they will get money as value addition to buy their equipment before we get the county to move. But sanitation and water is a devolved function. It's with the Nairobi County and all the counties across the country, because you guys are working across the country. We will try. I'm telling you, the fact that you've highlighted the problem, you have actually found a way now to legislate, budget, implement. Yeah? And I'm so proud of each and every one of you. You know, SDG 17 is about partnerships. Us legislators, we don't have all the we don't know all the problems, we don't have all the solutions. Ours is to actually listen to you and help do what is necessary to make sure that we achieve a better Kenya for all of us and the future generations. So you're doing your part. And I feel that together we can definitely have a better Kenya, only in the hands of Baba and Martha. And by the way, I'm not a psychopath. I'm not a psychopath. Haki, no. I really honestly believe in that man called Raila Odinga. Because I have seen. You know, I'm quarter Kikuyu, and I was welcomed into his party, right? Now they have a handshake. You know, it's so amazing. You know, when Sifuna spoke the other day, he said to a Kikuyu crowd in Roysambu, he said, do you know you guys, I never came to ask for votes. I was not welcomed here. Now you're sitting here and you're listening to me. Now you're sitting here and you're going to vote for me. Let me tell you, don't take that for granted. That unity. This other one is trying to divide rich against poor. Do you know you guys here, you're richer than some of the people in the slums. Is it not true? Right? He's telling those people in the slums that they're hustlers and you guys are the people that they should fight against. It's wrong. You can't have a class war. You can't make people hate. And if you understand the Bible and any religious principle book, God is love. You don't start by dividing people at our dynasties. He himself is a dynasty. He's got aeroplanes helicopters running all over the place. He lives in our state house. He's a dynasty. So just because his father never was, his son will be accused of being a dynasty. So you don't create that kind of hatred, all right? Because tomorrow his son decides he wants to run, he's also going to be considered a dynasty because his father was in political seat. If my children, okay, my children are not Pasaris, they're cookies, but so they're probably safe. But I want to just tell you something. Anything that is not godly should be rejected, and it is not godly to divide people. It is godly to unite people. And that, for me, only Raila Amolo Odinga has had the focus of uniting Kenyans. Another question?
My name is Mobar.
Navas Kafia Arafat. That's liberation. Third liberation.
Yeah, my name is Dorcas, and I'm from one organization called Meet Africa. Mine is more for recommendation. I'm wishing you well. Online, I know you actually you are coming back. I'm not saying a competition. Anyway, what I would just want to request you, because you are sitting on the side of legislation, we truly, because us as an organizations, you see we can come up with all these policies, recommendations, we recommend this is what is supposed to be done, because we are the people working on the ground, working with the real needs and issues on the ground. But our challenge or our barriers becomes, how are these legislations going to be pushed into parliament so that they are passed as laws, so that the common mwananchi who is suffering down there can be able to get help. So for me, my recommendation is that after elections, I know that most of the times politicians after elections will never get them. They go missing. But I know you love the people of Nairobi, and we are requesting that after this, we need to really get down, because the issue of sex for water, I believe we'll share the clips with you. It's not exciting on the ground. Just to see a girl or a woman, you know we are women, a girl and a woman sleeping with someone, unprotected sex, because of just a jerrycan of 20 liters of water. It's very pathetic in this age and time. So for me, my request is that as we start after 9, please join us, so that as we do this campaign, as the CSOs and the organizations, the face of legislation will be just in front, you know, so that these things are taken seriously. That is my plea. Thank you.
You know, I want to come back, you know, first of all, thank you for your good prayers. I don't take it for granted, and I promise you, we will walk this journey, right? You can get my mobile number. They both have my mobile number. And you can, you know, everybody that's in this room, right? You can create a WhatsApp group and add me. I don't mind. So that they can also invite me to their various programs. But remember, we work with registered groups. Registered, it's 1,000 shillings to create a self-help group. Get those women together, get them into a self-help group, and then they'll be ready with their certificates, a bank statement, ask them to put 20 bob, 30 bob, and then we can give them money to be able to move forward. And I will make this a course. I took community health volunteers, I made it a course, all right? So I would love this Sex for Water to be a course. GBV I've also taken as a course, and I've supported a lot of GBV organizations and registered CBOs. We even put a container at FIDA so that we can encourage mediation because we wanted an alternative dispute mechanism. So, you know, as I said, you're the ones who tell us the issues and then we can help you out, right? I honestly know that any legislation to pass, we need sometimes the majority in parliament. So give us the majority. Give Baba the majority, all right? If you're going to vote for Baba, you can't hit the tail, the leg, take the whole cow. Vote, give Baba Senate, give Baba National Assembly, give Baba majority of the county so that you can feel the entire vision of Raila Amolo Odinga for this country. Yeah. Okay. Last one. Haki, honestly, kuna general ananigojea, kuna meeting ya candidates. Hiyo ni hapo na kusikia mami.
Lydia Manyasi.
Yes, I know you.
Well, wishing you well,
Oh
just like
God,
the rest.
Lydia, where have you been hiding?
At ESCC.
Are you serious?
Yes.
No.
And that's the reason why I want to talk.
Okay.
There's a lot of money that is spent on law enforcement. Could you please advocate for more finances to go into public education and civic education?
Yes.
Because even at this level, what we're discussing, corruption is rampant, and the information is not out there. So can more money come into public awareness?
Yes.
Tafadhali.
Yeah. Lovely to see you. Okay, so let me tell you what, we have in every budget, in every government budget, whether it's CDF or GAF, we have money for civic, where we educate them about our funds, right? But corruption is the big elephant in the room. And let me tell you, you have a choice. If you choose corrupt, there is no way you're going to deal with corruption. All of us know that Baba has, Baba, you can look at Baba's resources and know what he owns and what he doesn't own. All right? Me, by the way, I haven't even seen Baba with an helicopter. Hana helicopter yake, anakodisha, or anatumia ya wengine. I've not seen Baba with his own helicopter. Sijaambiwa ati hii helicopter ni ya Baba. He's hiring them from the executive Wilson. Baba doesn't have his own chopper. Others have 5 or 6 choppers flying all over the place. If we want to deal with corruption, we know the Iron Lady, Martha Karua. Let me tell you, when we were lobbying for Martha Karua, even within our own Azimio friends, hapana huyo mwanamke atatusumbua, hatutaweza kutengeza pesa, and let me tell you, we went lobbying and lobbying and lobbying. Myself, Kerokarugu and Shebesh, we were lobbying everyone, saying we want Martha. Because we know that Martha will not allow corruption in this country. So if we want to deal with corruption, if you choose the corrupt, I'm telling you, this country cannot afford to lose 1 more shilling to corruption. This country needs to collect all the money it's lost on corruption. And the only way to deal with corruption and have the money to do all the things that we need to do is to basically elect Baba and Martha.
Let me just say the last one. Just to echo your sentiments. I think today I have a very good morning. It's afternoon, yeah?
Yes.
To echo your clerical call, Baba and Mama is the option.
Listen, thank you very much. Please put us all on a WhatsApp group. I want to know that little boy is born in Baba's safe hands. Where is it, you?
Those boys, safe one, the mother one.
September.
No, there's more than
More
one.
than
There's
one.
more than one.
Yeah, they take us as well. Another boy. Okay, listen, I want to say something. Put Kenya in prayers. As a Neo Christian Union delivers prayers almost every day, so that we can put the nation. We've been told that sisi ni wachawi, sisi ni waganga, sisi ni watu wa vitendawili. Let me tell you, there is nobody that loves God more than Baba. But you know the relationship between you and God is personal, isn't it? Right? You might not see Baba doing the show-off thing of, if Baba goes to any church, the whole sermon is disrupted, isn't it? So Baba sometimes just does his prayers at home. Me, I know when I've been to Baba's house on Sunday, kuna pastor hapo anazungumza na Baba. He listens to preachers, he listens to men of God. Baba loves God, but he's not going to go yapping. And you remember, the street that leads to God is narrow. Those ones who are shouting, wanajua Mungu. I saw the other one saying the other day, alisafisha maji chafu sijui, aliomba maji safi yakasafishwa, nikaona kwa mtandao watu wakimwambia nini? Kuja usafishe maji za river zetu. Sijaona river zikiwa safi. So don't be lied to, Kenyans. Don't be lied to. Let us be intelligent when we make the decisions. Let us not try and take somebody's anger and desire to misrule to vote in the next election. I really pray that we will meet after the elections, celebrate the right decisions that we made, and solve the problems of sex for water. Hizi vitabu zote nitazideliver na nitaisoma pia. Nitasoma kila laini kwa sababu najua hapo ndani kuna uchungu ya watu wetu. Si ndio? Tumewakosea lakini we can make it right. Si ndio? Forgiveness is the order of the day and we have to forgive and then we forge ahead as one. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you very much, Honorable Osiris.
Yeah,
Always a pleasure. Okay, I understand there's a group photo that is needed. Please don't give your cameras.
Where?
Just one.
He's got the camera. Where are we doing it? Here?
Yeah.
We have that?
Here, we can do it. Yeah.
And Farid, you can hand over the
Abdi?
Yes. Yeah, both.
Yes. Mine is here.
We need you to sign
Sign?
the bill.
Leave my phone. Together we can, right?
Yes.
I'll walk with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's position ourselves so that we don't.
Okay, so listen, you guys, you can't be in the photograph when you're there. Come here, closer. I don't bite.
You can stay in the center, Mama. In the center.
No, I'm okay. It doesn't have to be center. Who said I have to be in the center?
Okay. Thank you for not giving your phones. Okay.
I know. I'll send the photos. I'll send the photos. Washington.
together we can.
Right.
Say Azimio inawezekana.